Alright, so Valenti came out earlier today, and we got a floor 3 completion here. And it's a little sped up because the whole thing, I mean, right here you can see 20 minutes is a total, and also in your video. This is a little sped up. First 2 floors I put like 2 times speed. Floor 3 is only 1.5, so I can actually narrate and just kind of talk about how difficult it was, stuff like that, and somewhat explain the floors. Some people said they want a actual proper guide for this beast, but I felt like the first video I made on it already was already explaining decently. So now that Valenti is a thing, you don't need to use the piles of crap. I mean, if you pull for Valenti, that is, that were Merlin and King, and you can actually use Valenti and LR Glocks. LR Glocks is really good because it gives 40% defense related stats. That is it makes legitimately, like, you think the beasts, when they come out, until the character made for it, they are super annoying to do, and they, like, floor 3 is like, if you can even beat it, it's like multiple attempts. Valenti came out 2 weeks after this guy. Floor 3 is already a joke. Like, legit, it's so hard to die. You can if you get very unlucky, but even in floor 3, unless you get very bad passives, it's... If you have Valenti, if you have this team, it's pretty much a guaranteed win, and you know, like, what to do. It is that. So, floor 1, if you don't know what to do, you just have to keep making sure he keeps moving, and by doing that, you need to apply specific debuffs. So, if you apply Shock, he moves to the left wood. If you apply Poison, he moves to the middle wood. And if you apply Bleed, he moves to the right wood. Now, the reason why Glocks wasn't usable before, for one, was because he only applies Bleed. Why did... Okay. Rendering issue? Alright. Why did that repeat? Okay. In any case. But, the thing is, Valenti can apply Poison with her ultimate, so even though Glocks can only apply Bleed, for one, Valenti can apply Shock and Poison, so that's all 3. Valenti can apply Poison with an ultimate, so if he is on the left, like he is right now, in this phase 3 of the first floor, you wouldn't be able to apply the proper debuffs without an ultimate. So I think they specifically made it so you can apply Poison with Valencia with the ultimate so that you can actually use LR Glocks here. And maybe beforehand they actually made it so you couldn't bleed on the left side of the woods with Glocks' attack card on purpose. I don't know what was going on beforehand, but now this team is actually viable because you can make sure that in this phase 3 he steps on each of the woods, and that actually removes his damage reduction. If you don't make sure he goes to each individual one, it doesn't work. And the way it is, on the left one you have to use a close range card, but every one of these debuff cards is long range. All of them. Valenti's 2 attack cards are long range, and Glocks' attack card is long range too. If not for Valenti's ultimate also applying Poison, this would not be possible. Yeah, that was floor 1. Floor 1 probably most people know already, so I didn't care too much to explain. But floor 2 is where things can start getting a little interesting. You want to make sure that you take out the 2 woods on the sides, and that will remove his immortality. That is pretty much the whole concept of the of floor 2, which is why I actually find it easier than floor 1. The only difficulty of floor 2 is the last phase, where he can full heal if you drop him under 30%, but he has a 33% damage cap, so essentially you can't make him not full heal. It's so dumb. But yeah, if you keep him in the middle, which you can just either not debuff him or use Poison, and that will keep him in the middle, he will lose HP, and that is on the 3rd phase, but you want to take away the 2 others. other... I want to call these stools so bad. Like, I keep trying to say stools and forcing myself not to, because it's like a piece of wood you sit on. But he's not sitting, I guess. Whatever. You take away the woods from... It just sounds bad. you take away the woods from him. And then he loses the immortality. Honestly, floors 1 and 2 are very simple, which is why this is by far and away the demonic beast battle with the highest completion rate of all time for floors 1 and 2 out of all the beasts that have ever come out. And it makes sense, it's the easiest. But floor 3 is like the least percentage wise, so that's that goes to show about floor 3. Floor 3 is still kind of annoying, but with the setup it makes it much easier. So phase 2 is the same, like all 3 phases are the same thing. You just want him to be in the middle, and then you take away the 2 other woods by just brute forcing it, using strong ults, stuff like that. And in this phase in particular, you have a little bit of RNG, but you can just debuff him after. He will go away, and then when he comes back, he actually comes back to a random wood. I think. I don't know, actually. I think he does. I've played this enough to be actually, like, confused about it. Because I don't think I've ever seen him step on the left one. But let's say I apply poison to him, which would make him go in the middle. He comes back and sits in the middle. But sometimes I do, and he comes back and sits in the right. And I've never seen him go on the left, I don't think. I don't think I've ever seen him. I don't recall. In any case, you want him to be in the middle so you can kill the other 2 woods. So you want to make sure that you apply poison. And then he go... I applied shock in the footage because I didn't have the poison. I just realized. I was like, why did I not poison him? I didn't have the card. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Like that is the very annoying thing about this beast, is that it is like super card based. Like you need specific cards to apply the debuff so that he goes specifically where you want. It becomes less of a quote-unquote issue in floor 3 where it's random where he goes to, but whatever. In any case, take away the woods. While he's away, by the way, the woods are immortal, so you can't just take them away before he comes back. You need to wait. But yeah, floor 3 is the exact same thing. Or sorry, phase 3. Phase 3 is the exact same thing. I'm tired. I want to go. I want to go to bed so bad, but I need to get this done. I don't know if you can tell how I could take a nap right now. You just want to kill the woods while he's in the middle. I'm going to kill the other 2 woods. It's the same thing. But the one thing is, if you apply poison to him and he comes back to the same wood, he loses HP. You can see the debuff on top left. It's the same debuff symbol as used to be for Nunchuk Bond's passive, if you remember that. But yeah, he loses HP and it's gray. And if you keep doing it, he keeps losing HP. But if he doesn't move, he doesn't lose it. So it's not the biggest deal, especially with the scene. But yeah, if he drops under 30%, he full heals. So it can be an issue if your team is weak, because he comes back. I'm pretty sure you have higher stats, just like the deer used to. But with this team, you're pretty much immortal. So also, I flashed the gears on the screen for a bit, but I didn't really talk about them. I do have HP defense with resistance rolls on Valenti, because I was like, I think I'm going to have enough crit defense and crit resistance with Glocks, but honestly, more crit defense would have been better. So I think from now on, when completing it, I will go back to using crit defense gear, because that was what I had before. But I swapped to resistance because I was like, he's probably not even going to crit me, because I'm going to have more crit. He did crit like very often on floor 3. It never killed me per se, but he did kill me. Sorry, he did crit me. So kill here, you know, he keeps going back to the same wood, so he keeps losing HP. And that 33% cap with him full healing by going under 30 is diabolical, by the way. It's actually so dumb. Okay, floor 3 is going to be last fast, because I actually want to explain it better for people who have not even tried floor 3. So, kind of like floor 2, there are specific woods you need to kill, But for floor 3, the wood you need to kill in specific is the middle one. And that will make him lose the immortality. So for him to move, you need to apply all 3 debuffs and he goes to the right. In this first phase, right? By applying all 3 debuffs, he goes to the right. I could be a little wrong on the things for floor 3 because I don't speak Japanese and so Google translating stuff is very inaccurate. And I've watched a guide by Dora-chan. As in, I watched him play the game. Like I didn't understand a single word. So I kind of figured stuff out for myself for the most part. But I'm 85% confident on the stuff I know. So you make sure he's in the right. And he will keep losing stats. But after the second turn, he moves. And when I tell you, the move is RNG. So you want to kill the left wood in this first phase. Because if he goes to the left wood, you lose permanent 50% attack. I'm not joking. And it's RNG. So floor 3 has the lowest completion rate because it's complete RNG the whole time. Where he goes is only to your choice once pretty much. After that, it's like you hold hands with RNGesus. In any case, after you kill the other 2 woods, which is much easier with Valencia because you have plus 40% attack related stats after you stack her up. If you stack up her, plus got LR Liz's ult. That's why you want to keep cycling LR Liz's ult all the time, by the way. It becomes much easier. So every time he goes to the hole and back now, he's going to lose all stats. And the wood that he does that is the right wood. In the middle wood, I don't know exactly what he does, but I just know the left wood, he permanently debuffs you. That's not a red debuff. It's a gray debuff that's permanent for the, like, so even if you kill him, because you only need to break the middle one. You don't need to break, like, both the left and the middle woods. It's just the middle one. So if you kill him while he's on the left and you lose the 50% attack, but you move on to the next phase, you have a minus 50% attack throughout the whole beast. So you lost, essentially. In any case, if you get lucky and he stays on the right before you manage to kill the other 2 woods, then you're good to go. If he goes left and decides not to move back, because he needs to go left and then go away and then go back left, and that's again RNG, then you lost. You need to restart. But if you get lucky, like I did, then then you're good. But yeah. Killed him. He keeps losing stats, so it becomes easier and easier to kill. Phase 2, same thing. You want to apply all 3 debuffs, and that will move him left. And that is the same concept as floor 1. You want him to stay left, and that will make sure you win. Again, this is pretty much the same concept as phase 1, and you want to kill the other 2 woods. I'll be honest, I don't remember if there's anything funky with this one. I just remember that he hits you quite hard. And he crits a lot. Like, this is where I was like, oh, okay. I should have kept the crit defense gear I had on Valenti. That was the one that I was like that. Debuffing him at this point means nothing, by the way. Like, before on like floor 2, floor 1, like debuff him meant something. Right here, because it's all like RNG, means nothing. So yeah, Melly's ult with attack buff will kill in this phase the 2 other woods. So as long as he is on the left one, you can just dump the Melly ult and kill. I'm pretty sure even a 1/6 Melly would, because they have very low health, but I could be wrong. Like with Valenci's passive, Liz's ultimate, like the 30% attack related stats, and you know, his own 50% attack related stats, Melly's ult should kill even at 1/6, and if not, then you know it will almost kill. Because I overkilled by a lot with that ultimate at 6/6, so I'm pretty sure 1/6 would kill. Yeah, this is like this beast dupes are so huge for Melly. So yeah, after I think this is third turn, he will put this stance. But if you keep on the left, so this is the reason why you want him to be on the left over being on the right. It's the same kind of concept as the first phase, where you want him to be in a very specific one, right? If he's on the left, he's going to keep debuffing himself with these gray... What is this plant? This is not like a banana... whatever. He keeps debuffing himself. If he's on the right, he's going to debuff you. Kind of the same concept, right? So not very creative there. But instead of lowering his stats, this is like a corrosion type debuff. There is the same corrosion debuff that he applies to you, pretty much. Like, you can tell, like, all these red debuffs that he keeps applying to you. It's the same thing, but to himself. And I'm pretty sure that kills him right here. Yeah, because he has 3. Like, as soon as this turn ends, he's dead. And then phase 3 comes around, and this is the biggest RNG factor in the whole thing. Because... By the way, so I checked the... oh my god. This, before Valenti, this one passive I just got was a guaranteed loss, by the way. So if you play this whole thing and you got super lucky until now, if you came into phase 3 and you got that passive, the one that lowers your ult gauge, you backed out. Because you kind of needed, like, everything to your favor. You need all the ults. And that just lowers your ult gauge, but... Luckily, for me, with Valencia, it's not that bad anymore. So, right here, I'm pretty sure you only need to debuff him once, and he moves in this first phase, but it might just be complete RNG. You want him to be on the right. And him moving is completely up to him. So, it's great. You want him to be on the right, and you want to kill the middle and left ones. I already started working on the left one, as you can see. So he went right, so now I can actually, you know, get going on killing the middle one too. I got super unlucky here, by the way, because then my melee didn't get the attack buff. Super unlucky, because he broke the thingies. If I had the attack buff, my melee ult would kill both of the... I don't know about both, but... You want him to, you know, make sure he keeps being on the right so you can kill the other ones. And I reset here because my idea was I'm going to ult with Liz first and then do my ults so that he potentially kills the woods, but he didn't kill, so I was like, okay. I will ult with Liz after, make sure I get another Liz ult. So I do that instead. I just want to make sure I kill the left one. If I can kill the left one, that's one less that he can't go to, right? That makes it a 50-50 when he moves around. So kill the left one, and I'm pretty sure there are punishments for him being on the left, but I don't remember right now. So he stayed on the right again, which was huge for me, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I killed the middle one right here. So this one's complete RNG, especially because he hits you really hard, as you can see. Like, he's almost killing my Valenti here. And he starts gray debuffing you if you take too long. And it's corrosion gray debuff. So it comes to a point where no matter how tanky your team is, you are going to lose. Oh no. So super lucky. He goes back right again. So I was like, okay, I won. Like, I just got super lucky here. Super, super lucky. That is... That's so dumb. But... Orange, so you can see the gray debuffs, right? The longer you take to win, he keeps applying gray debuffs. Like this, it wouldn't be an issue that much. Him being like random, what wood he goes to. And someone can correct me if it is random, but like legit, like I watched Dorachan's videos and Iron's video as well, his old one. I don't speak French either, so it doesn't help. But he was very shocked when the squirrel maintained himself right. So I'm pretty sure I'm correct about this, and for all the translations I've made for the beast, it is complete RNG which one he goes to. And if not for the fact that you can just have him not move to the right one several moves in a row, this wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, it's super RNG based, and I don't even know Because I did a few attempts before Valencia came out. Because I wanted to get my Owl's Relic a little earlier, but I was like, this is worth it. And I got you here, right? And I was like, what is this? Like, how can I even beat this? And yeah, Valencia makes it a ton easier. Without Valencia, beating phase 3, floor 3 is terrible. It's just terrible. I did like 3 attempts and I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm good, dude. So, I kill here because each and every turn that passes, I forgot to say this. So, let me go back a little bit. I wasn't talking, I was talking about other stuff. So, you see a ton of immortality buffs that he has. Once you kill the middle wood, I think it's just the middle wood, but it might be both. Once you kill the woods, he starts losing the immortality buffs each turn. Yeah, he starts losing them until he loses them all. And this is like a battle of endurance, right? Because each turn that passes, he can apply the gray debuff to you, and you keep getting corrosed. So it's gonna get to a point where he's gonna start taking away 50, 60, 70% of your health per turn before he even attacks. So if he takes away a ton of your health, then he ults, then he does like a level 3 card, you just die, right? Like this card hit, I have Glocks, I have 40% defense related stats, I have Liz maxed out 30% basic stats, I have Valencia's passive 20% HP related stats, and I'm still taking that much damage, right? So like before Valencia, this was super hard because he just hits you so hard. So each turn that passes, he keeps losing the immortalities, and then when he loses them all, obviously you can kill him. But that only happens if, again, the other 2 woods are taken care of. He needs to be on the right, which again is RNG, but once you kill the 2 woods, not RNG anymore, and then he keeps going back in and out, and loses the immortalities until he's dead. And that's it. That's the beast. It's definitely easier than every beast ever, by the way. Like, not right now, of course, like, or Bird is obviously much easier today, but when Bird Floor 3 came out, it was a 1,000 times harder than this. So, don't get it twisted. It is kind of annoying that it's RNG, but it's not even close to Snake or Dogs on the first month.